Gospel music is powerful. It can lift you up when you are down, give you hope in times of uncertainty, and bring an entire room to its feet in worship. But what if I told you that the secret to creating those unforgettable musical moments lies in understanding the different styles of gospel music? Whether you are playing for a congregation, in a band, or just on your own, without understanding the gospel styles, your playing might feel one-dimensional. You could play all the right notes, but if you don't understand how to approach traditional gospel, for instance, versus contemporary gospel, or how to bring out the energy in urban gospel, your music won't have the depth and impact it could. In this lesson, you are going to explore 4 major gospel music styles. 1. Traditional. 2. Contemporary. 3. Urban. 4. Praise and worship. By the end of the lesson, you will know how to approach each style. And trust me, this knowledge is going to unlock a whole new level of creativity in your playing. You will know how each styles work, and more importantly, you will know how to bring them into your own playing. Let's dive into it and start breaking these down. The first style is by far the most important and yet most overlooked. It's the foundation of gospel music. And once you understand it, everything else starts to make sense. The first style is traditional gospel. Traditional gospel is rooted in call and response structure, often featuring large choirs, clapping hymns, and intense vocal harmonies. But why is this style so effective at creating such a vibrant and energetic atmosphere? The answer lies in its communal nature. It's designed for a group participation where the choir and the congregation become one. I'll never forget the first time I sat in the middle of a gospel rehearsals. As the music started to build, I could feel the energy flowing from the choir straight into my fingertips on the piano. And the call and response vocals brought everyone into performance. And that's when I realized that traditional gospel isn't just about playing the music, it's about sharing it. Here's how traditional style sounds like. This style is about these big choirs and heavy hymns. As a pianist, your role is to support the choir's powerful vocals. Here, you'll be working with chords like the 2-5-1 progressions and learning how to create a full, rich sound that matches that intensity of the choir. But why does this matter? If you can master traditional gospel, you'll be able to play with a level of energy that commands attention. But after coming up with all these sweet chords, there's one style that many keyboard players neglect and often leave for the last. What they don't realize is that this style should actually be one of the first to master, because it holds the key to creating smooth, soulful music that connects with your audience on a deeper level. The contemporary gospel. Why does contemporary gospel, even with its simpler structure, still feel so moving and impactful? Here's how it sounds like. One moment in your presence. Contemporary gospel takes a more relaxed approach than traditional gospel, borrowing elements from the R&B and pop. But here's the secret. It's not about the complex chords, it's about the emotional depth of each chord you play. Simplicity is key, but that simplicity allows for powerful personal expression. When I was first introduced to contemporary gospel, I thought it was so simple. Just a few chords, no crazy modulation. But then I realized that the simplicity is the point. It leaves space for your emotions to come through in the music. Here you will often find progressions like the 7-3-6, the 1-5-6-4, which may look straightforward on paper, but are incredibly effective in worship setting. With contemporary gospel, it's not just about what you play, but how you play it. Mastering contemporary gospel will teach you how to make simple progressions sound deep and meaningful. The next style I'm about to share with you is perhaps the most disregarded of all, yet it's the one that can drive the most powerful results in your playing. If you want to add a modern, energetic edge to your play, mastering this style is non-negotiable. Let's dive into it. Urban gospel style, where grooves and gospel collide. Here's how it sounds like. We are the sons and the daughters. We gotta stand up and make it loud. Just like my gods of the Pharaoh, let my people go. What makes urban gospel so unique that it stands out immediately as soon as you hear it? Urban gospel blends traditional gospel with hip-hop, R&B, and even jazz, full of syncopated rhythms, and usually has a groove that makes you want to move. But what makes it so distinctive is how it plays with rhythm. I once played in a service where another keyboard player's syncopated rhythms brought the whole house down. It wasn't about playing a ton of notes, it was about the way those notes fitted into the grooves. People couldn't help but clap along and get caught up in the energy. Urban gospel often uses non-diatonic chords, that is, chords outside of the major scale, to add flavor and complexity. You'll find heavy bass lines, unexpected chord substitutions, and rhythms that fills the whole song to bring a sense of movement into the music. Once you can nail the groove in urban gospel, your playing will feel fresh and modern. That's perfect for connecting with today's gospel audiences. The final style may seem simple, but don't be fooled. Its simplicity is what makes it so powerful. Many musicians actually underestimate it, thinking it's just background music. But the truth is the secret to creating deep spiritual moments that moves hearts. Let me show you why mastering this style is so essential for any gospel pianist. That is the praise and worship gospel. Unlike traditional or urban gospel, praise and worship music is typically simpler and more repetitive. This style is all about creating an atmosphere that invites deep reflection and connection. I've played for worship services where the music is so simple, but the room feels so completely still, like everyone is in their own personal moment of worship. The music becomes a background for something bigger. It's a space for connection. Here's how it sounds like. I sing praises to your name. Oh, praise and worship songs often use repetitive progressions like the 1-5-6-4, which allows the focus to shift from the music itself to the emotional and spiritual experience it creates. Mastering praise and worship gospel will teach you how to serve the music and the moment, making sure your playing enhances the worship experience rather than drawing attention to itself. Now that you've got a taste of these gospel styles, you are probably starting to see how understanding them can transform your playing. Each style has something to bring, something unique to bring on the table. When you know how to use them, you can fit in any circumstance and in any instance where your experience is called upon to transform the atmosphere and play something sweet. Your music would also become so much more than just a note. It will become an experience.